Well, apparently the UK's first female firefighters started employment in 1982, just 2 years before I started training as a local government accountant. Now, I think Wikipedia's glossed over the contribution of women to firefighting in World War II. But my point is that I never thought I'd be a firefighter. I've spent a whole career in local government, and I've often thought it would be nice if there was a 999 rescue service for clerks. And these days, that's kind of what I do. I hope I'm not going to frighten you by talking about some of the most incendiary situations I've been called upon to fix, but I will try and talk about some of the simple precautions we can take to avoid fires. Don't worry about the picture of the AGAR. What I was going to tell you is that this year I've prepared 7 AGARs. 3 of those were prepared early. They were the ones I planned to do throughout the year. The other 4 were emergencies. And for the last of those, well past the deadline, I was called in mid-July. Quite often the problem is that the accounts don't balance. And in 3 of the cases, the councils were using commercial accounting software. They didn't have the support that comes with sector-specific accounting software. Often there's no RFO. The saddest case this year was where the clerk had worked themselves into such a state when they couldn't balance the accounts that they'd gone off sick. And the council ended up calling LGRC and calling me. Sometimes it all gets a bit blurred. I've never found a situation where anybody's been dishonest, but I quite often find a muddle and poor housekeeping, which makes it look as though money might have gone missing. And at that point, the damage between the clerk and councillors is badly damaged. That's what I mean by everything going up in flames. When that relationship starts to disintegrate because councillors think something's going wrong with the finances. As clerks and RFOs, we need to prevent fires starting and taking hold. Work on the relationship of trust with councillors is key, and I'm not saying that's always easy. And then we look at some other fire prevention measures. No desk of mine's ever looked like that, but it is a metaphor for good housekeeping. Use accounting software, keep it up to date and backed up, be consistent, pay your bills promptly, file everything in some sort of order, and don't lose paperwork. Give yourself some confidence, take whatever training's on offer, network with other clerks and RFOs, face-to-face or over social media, check out the practitioner's guide. There's a lot in there and it's regularly updated. And my most important message, keep up to date with your bank reconciliations. No ifs, no buts. Online banking makes it easier, but if reconciling a whole month is overwhelming, take it in bite-sized chunks. Reconcile a few days at a time. Use all the other tools that are available to you. Follow financial regulations, accept internal audit as a good thing, produce monitoring reports for councillors and be ready to answer their questions. And above all, if something does go wrong, keep calm. If you can't balance something, stop. Put it to one side because, of course, you've left yourself a bit of wriggle room, haven't you? Do something else, and I find sleeping on it often helps. But don't forget to set your alarm clock. It's one thing to put a problem to one side, it's another to ignore it because it won't go away. And like most of our work, the next deadline is always just around the corner. I keep a metaphorical box in my head labelled too difficult, and I pack things away in it. I'm lucky that I don't feel the need to pack financial stuff in it, but I know that some of you will want to hide when the finances get a bit tricky. And my advice is don't hide, ask for help. Map sources of help all the time so that you know where to go if you have a problem. Your rescuers will be unique to you and your council, but should include your software provider, your calc, your internal auditor, and then add in whatever works for you, other clerks and RFOs, your councillors. There they all are. Every one of them a hero when they provide the support and help that you need in a crisis. And then there's LGRC. Realistically, we should be your rescuer of last resort because we come at a cost. We provide locum clerks and RFOs, consultancy services, training and advice, and we do a good job. If you want to contact us, then our contact details are just coming up, and I've added in my email address because if there's anything you want to ask me as a follow-up to this lightning round, you can drop me a line and I'll give you an answer, and I will declare that I use ChatGPT to help me generate the images in this talk.